All right, so where am I sharing it? In a group. Essential Living Hub, cool. And I just want to double check and make sure that we are live in the group. So I like to just double check and make sure. It takes a couple seconds, hang on guys. All right, so let's say something about the video. Let's see. Okay. Just double checking here, making sure that we are good to go. I'm on my phone too, so that I can see if it's working. I should be able to see it. There we go. Okay, it's saying I am live. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to just exit this. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is share my screen with you. So hopefully you can all see that. And the others are muted, so I think we're good to go. And I think we're live in our Essential Living Hub group. So welcome everyone, and thank you so much for joining us here tonight. We are doing the Ignite Your Immune System online class today, and I'm really excited about it because I have a lot of information to share with you. There's a lot of content to cover tonight, so I'm going to go through it as deeply and also as quickly at the same time as I can, if those two things are possible together, hopefully. Just a reminder that if there's anybody watching on Facebook, and if you type in the comments and ask me questions, I won't actually see it. You have to actually be inside our Zoom, our private Zoom room, our webinar link. So for those of you who are inside the Zoom link, which is the link that I would have given you through the Eventbrite registration, then you guys can use the chat button, or you can even unmute yourself and ask me a question throughout the class. And if you have any questions, then just interrupt me and let me know. All right, so we'll continue here and get my PowerPoint running here. There we go. Okay, first things first, I'd like to share with you a little bit about myself. This is my beautiful family. It's my husband in the back on the left, and then I have 5 amazing children. Our oldest is, how old is he now? He's 18, so this picture's a little bit old. He's now way taller than my husband and myself. And I just have to mute everybody so there's no background noise. Okay, awesome. All right, so yeah, my son now is 18, the one in the back, and then the one on the far left is 16, and then our daughter Kenya is 13, our son Tyson is 10, and our youngest daughter Addison is now 7. So it's a bit of an outdated picture, but it's cute, so I love to share it. So how did I get started with essential oils? Why am I here? I'm going to tell you a little bit about our journey with our 10-year-old son. His name is Tyson, and Tyson was born with some pretty severe congenital heart defects. His most severe heart defects are hypoplastic right heart, tricuspid atresia, and it's got a couple of other things in there too. But basically, essentially, he was born with a half a functioning heart. Okay, so his condition is so severe that if he was born in the 60s or the 70s or even in the early 80s, there really would have been nothing that the doctors could do for him, and they would have just handed him back to us and said, I'm sorry, but you have a blue baby, and take him home and love him, but he's not going to make it. Fortunately, because of medical advancements and advancements in technology and surgeries, what they've done is they've kind of replumbed his heart in such a way that it buys him a little bit more time before he eventually will need a heart transplant. So he actually underwent 3 open heart surgeries by the time he was 2 years old. So his first one was when he was 13 days old. His second one he had at 5 months old, and his third one he had just after his 2nd birthday. So he's been through quite a lot, and once his cardiac condition stabilized, he was getting sick all the time. He had frequent coughs and colds, a lot of respiratory infections, a lot of pneumonia, frequent hospital stays, rounds and rounds of antibiotics, asthma medication, nebulizer machine, physiotherapy, chest percussions, like you name it, just everything to try to keep this little guy healthy. And we were at a point in his life where the cardiac interventionist who did his last cardiac catheterization procedure, that would have been in January of 2012, she basically said to us, we need to do aggressive lung therapy. And if we don't find a way to prevent him from catching pneumonia so many times, not only will he be headed down the transplant road sooner than anticipated, but he'll also need a lung transplant in addition to the heart transplant. So we were in a position where we were desperate for a solution. We were feeling hopeless and helpless and just didn't know where to turn. So eventually what happened, because he was on so many rounds of antibiotics, his body became immune to them, developed resistance to the antibiotics, and they no longer worked for him. So the first time it happened, he was 4 years old, 10 days of antibiotics didn't do anything for him. He ended up in the hospital afterwards to get rid of the pneumonia and to have IV antibiotics. So that happened the first time, and my husband and I were like, you know what, this is not cool. We need to find something that's going to help him. And what's happening when you're on so many rounds of antibiotics, you just destroy the immune system because you're destroying all of the healthy gut bacteria in the gut. And then that obviously is like a vicious circle. So long story short is we started looking into natural remedies. We looked into homeopathic, herbal remedies, liquid silver, all kinds of things. And nothing really made much of a difference for him until we stumbled across doTERRA. Now, we were using some other essential oil brands prior to this, but when our friend introduced us to doTERRA, we started seeing some pretty life-changing results. And he is hardly ever on antibiotics anymore. I think he's been on 1 or 2 rounds of antibiotics since we started using doTERRA 5 years ago. And he's off all of his asthma medications. He has not been hospitalized in 4.5 years. And he's just an amazing kid. He's 10 years old and he's just doing so well. And we don't stress so much about cold and flu season like we used to. We used to be terrified of cold and flu season. And now because of these oils, they've made such a huge impact. We've done a ton of research. Through trial and error and through our experiences, we have found some amazing results. And now I'm just really passionate to be able to share them with you. So I call Tyson my why. He's the reason why I do this business, because he's really the reason why we got started using doTERRA. And so what we're seeking is really better health and wellness for our whole family and also for you and your family. We love to have freedom from drugs and side effects and to be able to empower other families to use these natural solutions in their home. So this was our son in December of 2010. This was after his 3rd open heart surgery. He was 2 years old at the time. We don't like to focus on that though. We like to focus on what he looks like now. And this is our little guy now. This is a picture that he had done by a professional photographer, Lisa. And she wanted to feature children with cardiac conditions who were brave enough to show their scar. So Tyson was brave enough to show his scar. And so he's wearing his bravery beads there. It's a program that Sick Kids has developed where they get 1 bead for every procedure or test or poke or visit that they have at Sick Kids. So those are Tyson's bravery beads. And the first couple strands, I'd say the first 3 strands, the longest ones there on the bottom, those were all collected within the first year of his life. And then the rest have just been, we're progressively collecting fewer and fewer beads every single year. So we're happy about that. So now Tyson is 10 years old. He's in grade 6. Loves to play sports. He loves basketball. He's playing on his school soccer team this year, which is really cool. And he likes to play hockey on Saturday mornings as well. And for some reason, I don't know why, but he told me he wants you to know that he likes candy. So I had asked him, what would you like me to say about you? And he said, tell them I like candy. So he doesn't really get a lot of candy, but what kid doesn't like candy every once in a while, right? So I just want to say a little bit of a disclaimer here. For those of you who don't know me, who have never met me, I'm not a doctor. I am not a nurse. I'm not in the medical profession at all. I am a health conscious mom. So any of the advice or the tips that I'm giving you today are not meant to diagnose or treat or cure your disease. The research that I have done is just, it's based off of my experience and my personal research. And you're highly encouraged to do your own research and to become educated yourself, particularly if you are on other medications. It's really important to really know, how the oils that you're introducing or any natural remedies that you're introducing could potentially interact with your medications. So I recommend to talk to a pharmacist before implementing any other routine. And yeah, you could talk to your doctor if you want to, but honestly, pharmacists have been trained in both botanical medicine and allopathic medicine, so that's probably your best bet. That's what we did anyway, and we had really great success with that. We're not trying to discount medical professionals in any way. We obviously value their services when needed. Our son would not be alive here today if it wasn't for the amazing team at Sick Kids and all of the medical professionals involved in his life. So this webinar is not meant to discount them at all. We obviously are going to use them when needed, but I know a lot of people are looking for a natural way. So today's webinar, we are talking about immune function. We're going to talk a little bit about how to maintain, how to promote proper rest, a little bit about mental clarity and focus, and then we're also going to talk about emotions. Okay, so emotional support, mental wellness, we're going to talk about those things as well. So first of all, when we're talking about dealing with our children and trying to keep them healthy through the cold and flu season, it's really important to establish daily routines. So regular bedtimes are very important. I know sometimes it can be hard with all the activities that go on, and there's music lessons and there's soccer and hockey and all of that, but it's really important to try to establish a regular bedtime and a regular morning wake up time so that their bodies kind of get into this natural rhythm of sleep and wake time. It's also recommended to limit their screen time about an hour before bed. So the reason for this is because the blue light that gets emitted from screens like computers, phones, TVs, what that does is it actually inhibits the production of melatonin. Okay, so melatonin is a natural hormone in your brain that starts to increase when the sun goes down and it starts to get dark. The melatonin increases in your brain, and that helps you feel sleepy and it calms you down. If we're always on our screens, then the melatonin doesn't kick in, and then that helps, that makes us stay awake, and that doesn't really help us calm down before bed. Eating a well-balanced diet. I'm going to talk to you today about different ways that we can do that, and certain foods that are vitamin rich and certain foods to stay away from. Taking a high quality whole food supplement system. Again, we'll talk about that. doTERRA has an amazing whole food supplement system that is great for children and adults alike. And the other thing is with daily routines is if you are using essential oils, be sure to use them consistently for best results. So I don't know how many times people say, well, yeah, I tried the On Guard, we diffused it for 2 nights, and then he got sick the next day, so it wasn't really working. But it's really important to remember that these things take time. And it's not like an antibiotic where you take 1 pill in the morning and then, for 7 days in a row, you just take 1 pill and then suddenly you're gonna feel better. So essential oils, they're highly volatile substances. So what that means is they enter your bloodstream very quickly, but then they also exit just as quickly. So we need to make sure we're using them regularly and often. So diffusing every single night at bedtime is a great way to maintain immune support, and we'll talk about which oils will work for that in just a few minutes. I have a tickle in my throat. This always happens when I do an online class. So we know that at the schools, in particular, schools and daycares, there are germs everywhere. Every single desktop, pencil sharpener, doorknob, the sinks, the taps, like everything is colonized with germs. So we always have to be on our guard with germs. So I'm going to encourage you here today to be a germ stopper, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to be a germ stopper. So first of all, practicing and teaching your children stringent hand washing routines is really important, especially in cold and flu season. The minute they come in the door, they should be washing their hands and getting rid of all those school germs that they could have picked up at the school or on the school bus, and just not bringing them into your home. So we do that. We started doing that when Tyson was a baby, and we have we've never stopped that. I mean, even in the middle of the summer when cold and flus aren't as rampant, I still feel like I need to wash my hands when I come in the house. Hydration is also really important because our blood carries nutrients to the brain. And if our blood is well hydrated, then the nutrients are a lot more dense and we're just going to have better immune support. Exercise is important, helps with blood circulation. So that's always a really good thing. Exercise is also really good for the mental health as well. And then some nutrition tips. Eating a well-balanced diet. So making sure that we're eating whole, clean foods. Making sure that we are eating foods that are not necessarily packaged in a box or a can, but trying to visit the produce section of the grocery store as much as we can. Try to keep it whole, try to keep it clean, pesticide-free if possible. You can even wash your produce with lemon oil to get the pesticides off the produce. But just make sure it's a well-balanced diet. Of course, we can't always be perfect every single time, but there's always going to be times where we're eating, sugary foods or things that are unhealthy, but try to make that the norm, where you're eating healthy foods. That's the norm and not the exception. And eating a rainbow color of fruits and vegetables every day. So foods that are like really red or really purple or really green, and they're usually higher in nutrients and vitamins. So things like squash, kale, spinach, carrots, beets, eggplant, those kinds of things are all going to be really healthy for you, and they contain a lot of really powerful antioxidants, which overall help you with immune support. Sorry, there's a fly buzzing around me. And then things to avoid. We want to avoid toxins in our food. And you might think that there's no such thing as toxins in our food because it's all approved by the FDA and Health Canada and all that jazz. But actually, I consider sugar to be a toxin. I really consider, sugar weakens the immune system. We know that. How many times does it happen that kids are, at a birthday party and then a couple days later, they're all sick and they've all passed around each other's germs. And it's just because sugar weakens the immune system. Food dyes is another one. So your red colors and your blue colors, those things are found a lot of times in candy and even in the snack aisle. And then of course pesticides on our produce, and then preservatives, so artificial preservatives. So if your food lasts a really, really, really long time in your cupboard without going moldy, it's probably not real food. So those are just some nutrition tips for things that you need to be aware of, and things that we should try to avoid to keep our immune system healthy. Now we're going to move on to vitamins and minerals that are supportive to the immune function. Now I watched a webinar done by a doctor who sits on the medical advisory board of doTERRA. And so I got the ideas from her for this portion of the online class. And she talks about 5 really key vitamins and minerals that are going to really help boost the immune function. So vitamin A is the first one, and this is really important for gut health. And we know gut health is important because 85 to 90% of the immune system is in the gut. So if we have a healthy gut, we will probably be a very healthy person. If we have a lot of imbalance in the gut or a lot of extra bad bacteria where the good bacteria isn't able to overpower, then we're going to get sick. So foods that are high in vitamin A are carrots, sweet potatoes, and dark leafy green vegetables. So again, those vegetables that have dark colors, bright colors. Vitamin D is another one. So vitamin D is something we know that we get from the sun, but you can also get it from certain foods. And what vitamin D does is it supports a balanced immune system, and it also prevents cancer and heart disease. So if you live further away from the equator, so the farther away from the equator you live, the more vitamin D you need. You can either take that through a supplement, or you can take it through foods that have also been fortified with vitamin D. So for example, some of our milk here in Canada is fortified with vitamin D. Some of our yogurts are, but you can also find vitamin D in cheese and eggs, particularly the yolks, and also some of our fish foods like salmon. Also with vitamin D, if you're going to take a supplement, it's best to take the liquid form of vitamin D because you can just get more potent levels in the liquid, and it also, I believe it's better absorbable in your body. It's more bioavailable for your body. The next one is vitamin C. Now vitamin C, you may or may not know, it's really the only vitamin that cannot be produced on our own. Our body actually does not produce vitamin C, so it has to be consumed through our foods. So foods that are high in vitamin C would be things like kiwi, any citrus fruit, broccoli, tomatoes, cantaloupe. Those are all amazing things. If you can throw one of those on your kids' lunch every single day, and make sure they're consuming some at breakfast as well, that would be really helpful for their immune system. Iodine is a mineral that is not really talked about a lot. In fact, I had to do a little bit more research on what iodine is, but it basically supports the thyroid. Okay, so that's like your whole, like your hormones and your endocrine system. It's going to be really supportive. And when all of those things function well, then your immune system will function well. And it's also good for brain health. So it's just going to help with overall mental clarity and brain function. So foods that are high in iodine would be things like eggs, nuts and seeds, legumes, and fish and other seafood. And then lastly, we have zinc. Zinc can be found in foods like pumpkin seeds and kidney beans and spinach. And I'm sure there's more. You can probably even Google foods that are high in zinc and you'll probably come up with a long list of them. But this is great for healthy skin and a healthy digestive system. When our digestive system is working well, then our immune system is going to be a better functioning at a more optimal level. So let's talk a little bit about whole food supplements. So no matter what we do, we try so hard to eat healthy and to have a balanced diet, but some days, I mean, we just, you know, it's all about balance, right? Some days you do yoga and eat healthy, and then the next day you wear sweatpants and eat cupcakes, right? I mean, I saw a meme like that on Facebook and I just thought that was so great. But when you can't eat right, then whole food supplements are really key. So what makes these, so this is a supplement system that I use that is from doTERRA. My husband is on them as well, and my kids are taking 2 of those 3 bottles. What makes this different from other vitamin systems is, number one, they're all made from whole foods. So you're gonna see ingredients on there like kale and Brussels sprouts and broccoli and spinach and pomegranate seed extract and all kinds of things like that. They're also infused with essential oils like peppermint and ginger to aid in digestion. This is the adult form. If your kids can swallow capsules, then they can take 2 of these 3 bottles. I don't want to get into too much detail about what these bottles do, but basically it's a multivitamin. It's the essential fatty acids, so your fish oils, your omega-3, 6s, and 9s. And then we have our alpha CRS is our cellular vitality complex. So that's to basically repair and support your cells. So the alpha CRS is the one that I don't give to my children because I don't feel like they have a lot of toxins yet in their body. But for those of us who are adults and maybe could use a few less toxins in our body and want to just kind of break up the free radicals that we have floating around and really help with oxidative stress, then the alpha CRS is great. So again, what makes this unique and different is that it's whole food. The vegetables and fruits that are contained in these bottles are flash frozen. So that helps to, basically it helps to preserve the nutrients, the micronutrients and the macronutrients that are found in these supplements. And that makes it just much more bioavailable for our body. So it means our body will absorb them well and it won't be wasting it. Like some of the synthetic vitamins on the market, they're not 100% bioavailable. So it's just really not great for our body, and our body just kind of wastes it and it just kind of filters out through our urine when we go to the bathroom. So you end up just having really expensive urine. So you won't get that with these supplements. We also have, okay, so there's we have our multivitamin, our essential fatty acids, and we have healthy cell formation. But we also have this in the children's version. It's called A to Z, or A to Z if you're in the States. And it's the same thing. It's a whole food supplement system. These are chewable tablets. They are watermelon or strawberry flavored. And they're just a balanced blend of essential vitamins, including vitamins A, C, and E, and a complex of B vitamins. And it's just really helpful for antioxidant support and supporting our cells. We also have the omega-3 supplement. So these are your fish oils. So this is a liquid form. This is a fish oil, and it's flavored with wild orange. And believe it or not, it actually does not taste like fish oil. It tastes like, I mean, I've had fish oil when I was a kid and it was nasty. This stuff does not have that kind of flavor. It's got the mild wild orange hint of flavor to it. And it's a wonderful way to promote brain health in children and also helps with inflammation. And I know like kids you would think don't have a lot of inflammation, but some kids do, right? Especially if we don't have a wonderful diet and we're eating a lot of high inflammatory foods, then essential fatty acids are really important in your diet. Some other things that we can do for a healthy immune system is making sure that we are on a good quality probiotic. This is the adult version. The next slide will show you the children's version. What is amazing about this product, it's called PB Assist. So it's like a probiotic. It increases the immune function. It helps with healthy gut flora. There are 6 billion live units of active probiotic cultures in here, 6 strains of microorganisms. And what probiotics do in general is they help with the absorption of vitamins and minerals and other nutrients. So it's just going to really help absorb your food. And they're probiotics, right? So they give you healthy gut flora, healthy bacteria in your gut that's going to fight off anything that's coming its way. The one thing I love about doTERRA supplements, the doTERRA probiotics, is that they are double encapsulated. So what that means is basically they have 2 layers around them. The first layer is going to digest or dissolve in your stomach, and the second layer is going to dissolve in your intestine. And that's exactly where you actually want the probiotic to go. So that's a neat little tidbit of information there about our probiotics. Then we also have the children's version. These are amazing because they come in like this little package and it looks like pixie dust, like pixie sticks, looks kind of like a fun dip, but of course there's no sugar added. These are sweetened with xylitol, so they're perfectly great and healthy for your kids. And again, it has that 6 different probiotic strains and just really healthy for your gut health. Especially for children who have been on a lot of antibiotics, it's really, really important to boost your immune system again, to boost your gut flora with a healthy probiotic. So let's talk a little bit about how essential oils could fit into this picture and how they could help with a healthy immune system. First, I want to just discuss with you what essential oils are. So for some of you, you may never have used them before and you're not really sure what they are. They're basically natural aromatic compounds found in the plant. So basically what that means is it's the part of the plant that smells nice. And when they extract that or steam distill it, then you get a good quality essential oil. And that part of the plant is actually protecting the plant from threats from the environment and predators. And so when we extract it or steam distill it and use it for our own bodies, then we have the same benefits. We actually can ward off threats and predators to our body. This is a picture here of, on the left, it's a picture of a peppermint leaf. And then you can see the next picture beside it. That picture is basically just magnified a couple of thousand times. And you see the little white oval-shaped, egg-shaped sac. That is the oil sac of the peppermint leaf. So what they do is they steam distill it so that it basically pushes up all the oil sacs onto the leaf, and then they extract it. Then they send it away for testing, make sure there's no pesticides or yeast or bacteria, make sure that you've got a really pure, unadulterated oil. And then they bottle it, test it again. They've tested it 3 different times, and then we can use it for our own human benefit. So essential oils are powerful and they have safe benefits without those nasty side effects. A lot of times when we put plants into our body, if you think about when you eat, spinach, or do you have side effects from spinach? Besides maybe going to the bathroom, maybe, but that's a safe side effect. And you're going to get the same kind of reaction, the same kind of response when you're using plant-based medicine in your body. It's powerful, it's very safe, and you're not going to have all those side effects that you would have with pharmaceuticals. So are essential oils safe? That's always a question that people have for us. And, just to answer that, they do come from plants. So that means they are very safe. They're very gentle, but you're not going to get those side effects. When you put a pharmaceutical product in your body, so let's say you have a prescription medication, what you're doing is you're putting an isolate into your body. So that is basically only part of the picture. So whenever you introduce an isolate into your body, then your body responds in a way that they're not sure what this is. It's like a foreign object. And that's why, number one, that's why it takes a long time sometimes for medications to work. But secondly, we can also, eventually our bodies can become immune to them because it's not seeing the whole picture. Whereas with plants, you're never going to become like immune to plants, right? Like if you eat spinach every single day, your body's never going to say like, oh, that doesn't work for me anymore. I don't actually absorb those nutrients anymore. It's actually what's going to happen is the opposite, is you're not going to need as much spinach because your body's, your iron levels and your folate levels and all of that will be balanced. And so that's what happens when we use plants. It just kind of puts our body back into balance, kind of gives your body a bit of a nudge, and it spurs it on to do what it's actually supposed to do. Our bodies are supposed to function well. So when we use plants, that it basically just gives our body a little bit of a nudge and says, okay, come on, let's go respiratory system. I know that you can work. Let me give you a bit of support. So that's what they're doing. They're not taking the place of that system like some of the medications will do. Now with essential oils, there's always safety precautions. Number one, keep the oils out of your eyes, your ears, and your nose. Even if you have an ear infection, we never put oils directly into our ears. You can put a bit of oil on your finger and you can rub it around the inside of your inner ear, but never drop the oils directly into the ears, eyes, or nose. Make sure you're diluting it with some kind of carrier oil. So coconut oil, almond oil, grapeseed oil, olive oil. Don't dilute it with water because water and oil don't really mix. And the primary safety issue with essential oils is skin sensitivity. So if you're wondering if essential oils are safe, the ones that I'm talking about here today, I mean, I represent the company of doTERRA. The reason I represent them is because they really are the most tested and therefore the most trusted company in the world. And so the oils that I'm talking about today are doTERRA oils, and skin sensitivity is really the only safety issue that you would have with doTERRA oils. So just make sure you are diluting them with some kind of carrier oil. And then every time when you get started with doTERRA, if you want to sign up or you want to get a couple of oils or get a kit, you're going to get an essential oil guide that comes with your order. So use that essential oil guide and it's going to give you a lot of answers to a lot of the questions that you have. So some of the things that we'll say in the guide are going to be these little symbols here. So on the left you see A, T, and I. So A means that you can use this oil aromatically. So that means you can put it in a diffuser. T means you can use it topically, and I means you can use it internally. And then on the other side, we have N, S, and D. So some oils will say an N, so that means you can use it neat, which means you can use it undiluted. It's safe to use undiluted. I still always dilute everything because I just have super sensitive skin. S means dilute it for young children or for sensitive skin. And then D means definitely dilute. So you're gonna see the D on things like oregano, clove, cassia, cinnamon, some of our hot oils. Okay, so it says that right in the essential oil guide that comes with your first order. So you never have to be in doubt about how to use the oils because that book will guide you. So let's talk about the 3 different ways to use essential oils. I already mentioned them, but let me explain them to you in greater detail. So first of all, aromatically, that's the best way to use oils is to put them in a diffuser and to diffuse them in a room, or even just to, you know, put a drop of oil on your hands and create like a tent over your mouth and nose like this and just inhale deeply. That there's so many benefits to using the oils aromatically. So we can impact our mood. We can lift our mood up if we're feeling down in the dumps, or we can calm ourselves down if we're feeling anxious or tense. We can also diffuse to open up airways, and we can also diffuse to cleanse the environment. So I love to diffuse in my home just to make a nice, clean, fresh scent, but I'm also clearing out airborne pathogens at the same time. The next way we can use essential oils is topically. So you can use some oils directly on the skin, again, making sure you're diluting it if you have sensitive skin. But if you have an upset stomach, you can rub a little bit of Zengest or peppermint on your abdomen with some coconut oil and just put it on that localized spot wherever you're looking for some help and support, wherever you're feeling discomfort. And if you're ever in doubt and you don't know what to do with an oil or how to use it, just put it on the bottoms of your feet, because the bottoms of your feet have a huge concentration of sweat glands, and it's just going to enter your bloodstream really quickly that way. And then the third way we can use oils is internally. Now this is something that is very unique to a company like doTERRA. Because our oils are stringent third-party tested, because we have 100% guarantee that they're certified to not contain any kind of contaminants at all. So no yeast or pesticides, bacteria, any adulterants of any kind, heavy metals, anything like that. We know that the oils are safe to take internally in small amounts. Now that is to say we don't have to take them internally. We kind of live in this world where we think we need to ingest something in order for it to work, but we can actually just put oils in the diffuser or use them topically, and they're gonna work in the same way. The only times that I recommend to use an oil internally, I shouldn't say the only times, but some of the times where it might be necessary to use an oil internally would be if you're having concerns with your liver or kidneys, or if you have digestive upset, then it's really helpful to put some oils in water like peppermint or Zengest again and just drink it down. Now you're only going to be using 1 or 2 drops at a time if you're doing this internally. I do like to put lemon in my water. I love starting my day off with a couple of drops of lemon in a glass of water. We like to make sure that you're using a glass or stainless steel bottle. Do not put your oils in plastic because the essential oils will break down the petrochemicals in the plastic, and then you don't want to put that in your body. You can also, in the picture here, you see this woman, she's got like a little capsule in her hand. I don't have them with me. My son actually took them to work, and I don't know where they are, but we have these empty veggie capsules that you open up and you just put a couple drops of oil in there, and then you close it, and then you just take it like a pill. So you can use them internally that way, or you can put them under your tongue. I would never recommend putting some of the hotter oils under your tongue like oregano or clove because they're extremely hot. And if you've done oregano from the health food store under your tongue, it's not the same thing. Trust me, and doTERRA is way more potent. So you definitely don't want to put that under your tongue. You can also put it in a teaspoon of honey. I have an amazing cough syrup blend that has honey in it and some essential oils, and it's a really, really effective way to use it. So those are the 3 ways we use the oils. Just a word of caution, we need to be very, very careful with how we're using essential oils. These are like, it's like medicine in a bottle. When you're using doTERRA, this is medicinal grade, therapeutic grade essential oils. But now essential oils have become very, very popular. Many, many companies are coming out with their own brand of essential oils, and they are claiming that they are pure. But just keep in mind that what's happening is because it's so popular, it's creating this, what we call synthetic dominance among other companies. And the reason why they do that is because synthetic ingredients are cheaper. So remember, you always get what you pay for. And if you're looking for a company that is committed to purity, doTERRA is on a pursuit for purity. They really, really care about what goes in the bottle, but they also care not only about the people, they care about people on both sides of the bottle. So not only are they caring about me and my safety, but they're also caring about the people on the other side of the bottle. So the farmers and the artisans who are producing the oil, they're just really going out of their way to make sure that they have fair and good working conditions. But that's for another webinar. We'll talk about that another time. So what are some things that can make an oil impure? Anytime you add, remove, or enhance the chemical compounds of the plant, you are adulterating the oil. So companies can say they have a pure oil, but if they have, sometimes what happens, and I've heard this from the APRC, which is the company that tests our oils, is some companies will have like, say, a kilogram of oregano oil, and if they can get away with stretching it to make 5 kilograms of oregano oil, at the end of the day, a lot of essential oil companies are in it for the almighty dollar, and they don't really care about whether or not it's going to harm us in the meantime. They just want to sell their product. But anytime you're removing or enhancing or adding a compound, you are adulterating the oil, and it's no longer safe to be using. It's not something I would ever trust. I would never trust any other company on myself or my children, especially my cardiac son, for sure. So anytime you're using synthetic variants, you're adulterating the oil, or if you're blending the oil with inferior grades of oil, that's making it impure. And then of course, anything that's going to contaminate it, like contaminate the plant itself, like yeast or pesticides, bacteria, and heavy metals. So just be really, really careful. Make sure whatever oils you're using that you get the testing report from that company. So doTERRA has a website called source2u.com. So it's about where we source our oils, where we source our plants, source2u.com. You can actually enter the lot number of your oil that you have purchased, and they will provide you with a GCMS testing report, which is something that no other company will do because no other company tests every single batch of oils like doTERRA does. So they're very, very, we know we have the best oils, and we can prove it to you by providing the testing results. So the answer, in my opinion, is the certified pure therapeutic grade oil that doTERRA produces. We are defining and protecting the quality of essential oils. We are the most tested, most trusted company in the world, And doTERRA really is on a mission to pursue what is pure. Not only pure with the oils, but also pure with how they deal with people and how they are interacting with the farmers and empowering the countries where we source our oils. Okay, so let's talk about an oil that's going to be great for a healthy immune function. On Guard. Honestly, guys, On Guard is like, you ask me my favorite oil and I will tell you On Guard is my favorite oil because it has changed my son's life. It has created an immune system so strong that, like I said, I don't even stress anymore about cold and flu season. I don't invite colds into my home, but it used to be like I would run the other way. And now I'm just like, yeah, you know, we got it. We've got our On Guard. We're good. So we diffuse this every single night in Tyson's bedroom and also in my daughter's bedroom. 2 drops in the diffuser every single night. So in Tyson's room, we do 2 drops On Guard, 2 drops Easy Air, which is the respiratory blend. And in my girls' bedroom, my 2 daughters, 13 and 7, we diffuse 2 drops of On Guard and 2 drops of lavender, because lavender is great for calming. So the On Guard Protective Blend contains wild orange, clove, cinnamon, rosemary, and eucalyptus. These are oils that are very, very high, have high cleansing properties. They're also really high in antioxidant properties and good for airway support as well. You can also apply On Guard to the feet. So you can make your own diluted roller bottle if you want. You can take your On Guard oil. You can get a roller bottle like this, which has a ball on the end of it like that. I don't know if you can see that. And just do like 20 or 30 drops of On Guard, at the 30 at the most for adults. I would dilute it even more for kids. Fill the rest up with some kind of liquid carrier oil, and you've got your On Guard on the go. And you can roll it up and down their spine. You can put it on the bottoms of their feet. Do it once or twice a day. Particularly if you're on this class, this online class, and you have a child with a heart condition and their immune system is really struggling, twice a day, minimum twice a day, okay? We also have On Guard Protecting Throat Drops. So these are like little lozenges that have a bit of On Guard in them. Anytime you feel that little tickle or that little scratch in the back of your throat and you think you might be getting sick, take these. We also have the On Guard beadlets, which is like a half a drop of On Guard in this little jelly capsule. And you just pop it in your mouth, and it's the clove oil is so amazing. It's a natural analgesic. It kind of just numbs everything and makes it feel awesome. And then we also have oils. I call it the flu bomb. So flu is kind of technically the name of a disease, right? Influenza. However, so I'm not allowed to I cannot make disease claims, okay? I cannot treat or diagnose you, but this is a flu bomb. The T is silent and it's an acronym. So the F stands for frankincense. Then we have lemon, On Guard, oregano, tea tree. So I've named it that so that you'll remember what oils to use in it. So you just fill 5 or 10 drops of each oil in a roller bottle, fill the rest with coconut oil, and you've got yourself an amazing natural antibiotic, and it costs you about $10, and that's including the price of the roller ball. So that's an amazing blend. Love it. We use it anytime the kids are fighting anything. Sore throat, cough, runny nose, stuffy nose, just feeling kind of blah, upset stomach. It's going to fight off any virus or bacteria that the kids are struggling with. So let's talk now a little bit about how to promote rest. So we know sleep is important. We know that we have to get enough sleep, otherwise our immune system will be depleted and it will not function properly. And we know that individuals who don't get enough sleep are very probable of weakening their immune system. So how much sleep do we actually really need? This guy looks like a college student. He probably needs a bit more sleep than what he's getting there. So if you have infants between the ages of 4 and 11 months, they're going to need between 12 and 15 hours of sleep in a 24-hour period. So that includes their naps, okay? And this is just kind of a general guideline. If you have a child that sleeps more than that, or if you have an infant that sleeps less than that, that's okay, as long as it's normal for them and as long as they're, you know, doing okay and they're not fighting off coughs and colds all the time. If they are, you're going to want to try to figure out ways to help promote proper rest. I can give you some tips on that as well. Toddlers between the ages of 1 and 2 need between 11 and 14 hours, and preschoolers 10 and 13. Then we have our school agers. So if you have school agers between the ages of 6 and 13, they should be getting 9 to 11 hours of sleep every night. Teenagers need between 8 and 10, and adults 18 or over, including you and me, we need between 7 and 9 hours of sleep every single night. So there are some oils that can help promote proper rest. So the first one that comes to mind is always lavender, right? Lavender is our calming oil. It's amazing for calming the mind and the mood. So it just gets you really prepared for a good night's sleep. It just kind of rests your mind and puts you at ease. We also have other oils like marjoram, which is like a natural muscle relaxant. I love that one too. Roman chamomile is another popular one. Ylang ylang, sandalwood, vanilla. These are actually all the oils that are in one of our blends called Serenity Restful Blend. Serenity is what I personally use. So it's a blend that doTERRA has put together that contains all of these single plants, okay? So it has lavender and marjoram and Roman chamomile. It's also got, I think they've changed the formula since this slide. They also have vetiver and hoe wood in it as well. So the wood oils help you feel rooted and grounded. So when you diffuse them overnight, it helps you get into a deeper REM stage sleep because you are just feeling like you're having a heavier rest. So here we have the Serenity on the right-hand side. That's my nightly routine. I diffuse Serenity every night, just one drop in my diffuser. Serenity is fairly strong, so I just use one drop, but I also put a drop on the bottoms of my big toe because that is the reflexology point of the brain. So that's what I use for nighttime. And then my daily routine is balance oil. I love balance because it does exactly what the name suggests. It balances your emotions. So if you're feeling stressed or uptight, or even if you're feeling down in the dumps and just unmotivated and sad, balance is going to be really helpful for both sides. So basically it's just, you can put it in the diffuser and you can even wear it as perfume. Create yourself a nice roller bottle. You can take it with you, throw it in your purse, take it with you wherever you go. And whenever you're feeling like you're imbalanced, or you're feeling like you're, gonna panic, or you're just feeling really stressed or uptight, you can just take a drop of balance, or even take your roller ball, roll it in your hand and just rub your hands together. And again, just create that scent tent and just kind of breathe it in. Take 3 nice, slow, deep, rhythmic breaths. And you'll feel your heart rate dropping. You'll feel the blood pressure will go down, and it's just going to send the signals to your brain to calm yourself down. So I call this the Mama Take a Chill Pill oil. I love it. My kids love it. And if you have children who are struggling in school, or struggling to enjoy school, or just don't want to get out the door in the morning and they're crying and they're upset, or maybe they're just not having a great experience at school, balance is going to be an amazing oil. And it has a very subtle scent. So it's not overpowering. If you put a drop on the bottoms of their feet before they head out the door to school, or even if you sent them to school with a roller bottle with 10 or 20 drops of balance and fill the rest with liquid carrier oil, it's not a strong scent. It's not going to be offensive to anybody who smells it. That's one of the ones it's a really nice calming scent. It's got kind of like a sprucey, sweet, woodsy scent. I don't know. You have to smell it. It's beautiful. I love it. Also, for mental clarity and focus, if you have children who are struggling with concentration in school, and they just aren't getting good grades, or the teacher complains that they're just kind of wild and crazy and all over the place, balance is going to be great for that. But to help them have mental clarity and help them focus on their work, you can either, I don't know if you can diffuse in the classroom. I know some classrooms do, but you can create a roller bottle for them with citrus bliss and peppermint. If you don't have citrus bliss, you could do wild orange or anything citrus. So citrus oils make us feel alert and invigorated and motivated. And then peppermint just really helps open up airways, and it's like a vasodilator. So it opens up your blood vessels and just creates just like a motivated feeling right away. I a lot of times will diffuse wild orange and peppermint in my diffuser on those days when I'm at home and I'm trying to get my work done and I just can't because I'm feeling unmotivated. I like to use it that way in the diffuser, but you can also, again, create a roller bottle and that will help too. And we also have another oil blend that doTERRA has. It's a proprietary blend that doTERRA has come up with. It's called Intune Focus Blend. This has a stronger scent. Some people, when they buy this one, they actually put it into 2 different roller bottles and then top the rest up with coconut oil because it's a very strong scent. But this is really good if you really want to sharpen your focus. I love putting on Intune in the afternoons when I have to sit down and do bookwork. My husband has a carpentry business, and then I, of course, run my doTERRA business. So we have a lot of different things that we need to keep straight in our accounting. And so when I sit down and do my accounting, I always put on some Intune. and it really sharpens my focus and just really promotes, just good concentration. And then also for emotions, for emotional support, doTERRA has a bunch of different blends. Okay, we talked about the balance and we talked about serenity. Those were the first two that I really fell in love with when I first started using oils 5 years ago. But then since then, they've come out with this emotional line. So it's called the Emotional Aromatherapy line. So the first three, Motivate, Cheer, and Passion, those are more like your upper oils. So your uppers, and then on the other side, we have your downers. So the upper oils are more uplifting, right? So Motivate, it does exactly what the name suggests. It's got some citrus and some mint in it, so it's gonna help you feel motivated. Cheer is just gonna help cheer you up. It's lots of citrus oils in there as well. It smells kind of, my kids say it smells like Fruit Loops. So it's just kind of like a fruity, citrusy smell. It's just awesome for cheering you up. And then the other ones, the downers, Forgive, Console, Peace. Peace is a really good one. A lot of people like to diffuse that one in their children's bedroom to help them get to sleep at night. It's also another one to help with those morning tears. As you send them off to school, you can put a drop of peace on the bottoms of their feet, or even put a drop in their hand and get them to breathe it in from their hands, and that will really help restore balance and help them feel more peaceful and more calm. And then we also have a brand new product line that just got launched. I was just at the doTERRA convention last week, like literally just got home on Saturday, and they launched a new line that they are calling their mental health line. And it's called the Adaptive System. I am so in love with this. Of course, I bought a set of it, right? Because we get this whole convention kit, and I got this stuff in my convention kit. And it is basically, it helps your body and mind stay balanced during all of your life's stressful moments. So it really helps you to adapt to changing situations. And if you have children, particularly kids that have issues with attention or, hyperactivity, or maybe they're even on the spectrum, this can be really, really helpful. It comes in 3 parts. So we have the oil that you diffuse is on the very right-hand side. That's the 15 ml bottle. Then we have Adaptive Touch. So anytime doTERRA uses the word touch, it means it's a diluted roller bottle. So that's the one on the far left, the tall, skinny bottle. It's a 10 ml roller. And then we have a supplement. So it's in a capsule form. It's a pharmaceutical grade supplement. And it has been proven in clinical studies to increase GABA in the brain. Now, GABA is a neurotransmitter that basically what does it do? It prevents all the neurons from firing off in your brain. So if you have like a lot of neurons firing off, you have a lot of hyperactivity, a lot of things on the go, and your brain just doesn't stop, doesn't want to shut down. We get things like anxiety, and we get things like PTSD and mental health disorders, right? So the capsule is really helpful to take once a day. You can take it more as needed. Right now I'm just taking it once a day, and I'm finding it's like, I always felt like I always had like an elephant sitting on my chest, because I was always just like, my heart was always racing, and I was always tight and tense and stressed, and I feel a lot more calm. So what this does is it calms the central nervous system. So that's something that's happening in the brain. So it's helping with the chemical reactions in your brain. So this is a brand new system, like I said, just launched. And so far I'm loving it. And I think that especially for my heart mom friends who are in our cardiac community, I really think this is going to be helpful for you to help deal with the stress that we have had to go through with our kids, and just the negative memories and all of that we have from the surgeries and that kind of thing. I think it's going to be really, really helpful. So if you need more information on that, let me know. So I put together this list just from a health perspective, from immune support and sleep. This is the list of what I would say are the top oils for a healthy family. So for your daily defense, so this is something that you want to use every day, I would say On Guard Protective Blend and Easy Air Respiratory Blend. So the respiratory blend just helps maintain clear airways and just like opens up all your airways and just helps with respiratory issues. So again, in Tyson's bedroom, I do 2 drops of On Guard, 2 drops of Easy Air, and he's 10. So if you have kids who are younger, you might want to do 1 drop of each. That would totally be fine. When you're diffusing with young children, I always make sure that the diffuser is not right close to their head. Make sure that you're diffusing in an open area. If it's in their bedroom, try to leave the bedroom door open a couple of inches just to let those oil molecules escape. Because like I said, these are medicinal quality oils, and it's like little bottles of medicine, right? So we have to be really wise about it, and we have to be smart about just smart diffusing. So then when sickness hits, we love our flu bomb. So again, that stands for frankincense, lemon, on guard, oregano, tea tree. I have a recipe if you need it, or just do 5 or 10 drops of each. Fill the coconut oil, fill the bottle with fractionated coconut oil or some kind of liquid carrier oil, and you're good to go. And then for airway support, I love to do Easy Air, frankincense, and lemon. You can do them in a diffuser. You could also do it in a roller bottle and just like rub it on their chest or on the bottoms of their feet. For reflux, or for anybody who has tummy troubles, I make a belly blend, and it's a combination of Zengest and wild orange. So Zengest is a blend. It's our digestive blend. It contains oils like peppermint and ginger, fennel, anise, caraway. I can't remember what's all in it, but it's amazing for digestive support. So it helps with heartburn and gas and bloating and reflux and all of that. And then for sleep, we have our lavender or our Serenity Restful Blend. And then to help manage moods during the day, we've got our Balance Grounding Blend is what it's called, Serenity Restful Blend, or you can try out the new Adaptive product line. Okay, so let's talk about, I know we went through that fairly quickly. I'm sure some of you have some questions, and I can definitely open up for questions in the end. But for those of you who are brand new and who are wanting to get started with doTERRA, I can go over some information. And for those of you who are, like, maybe you already have doTERRA in your home and you don't want to stay and listen to this part, just stay to the end. We're only like 5 minutes away because I'm writing down your names. Actually, I'm going to write down more names here because I wrote down some names when we first started, but I'm doing a draw for a free wild orange oil. So wild orange, again, it's our citrus oil. So citruses make us feel uplifted and invigorated and just happy. So I'm just writing down your names. I have a Christina here. I don't know which Christina that is, because there's no last name. So it's Christina. Maybe if Christina wins, you guys can just send me an email or send me a Facebook message if you're the winner and I don't know who you are. And yeah, I'm just writing down your names. Katrina, and we have Katie. Oh, I could probably look you up in the emails as well, because I think I have your names all in email. Okay, so I have Courtney, Christiana, Christina, Joanne, Katrina, and Katie. Okay, perfect. I just wanted to write you down quickly before any of you decide to leave, because we want to do the draw at the end. So how to join the doTERRA family. There's lots of different ways. There's lots of different options for getting these oils in your home if that's what you're wanting to do. If you're feeling like you want to get started and sign up with doTERRA, let me know and I can definitely help you get started. Or if you have somebody you're already working with in doTERRA and you're already being guided by that person, then definitely go back to that person, because I don't want to be, you know, I really want to honor the relationships that you're already creating with somebody in doTERRA. So we have some different examples of some starter kits that you can get started with. The Family Essentials kit contains our top 10 oils. So a lot of those oils we talked about today. Okay, so I'll just list, I don't have them written down, but I can list them off just off the top of my head. The top 10 oils are 6 single oils and 4 oil blends. So the 6 single oils are lemon, lavender, peppermint, oregano, tea tree, and frankincense. So you're gonna need those for sleep. You're gonna need those for digestion. You're gonna need them for the flu bomb, all that kind of stuff. And then the 4 oil blends that comes in that kit is On Guard, Easy Air, Zengest, and Deep Blue, which is for muscle aches and pains. So that's a kit with our top 10 oils. We also have the Aroma Touch Diffuse kit, which contains 8 different oils. And we also have the Home Essentials kit. Now they're all different prices. The Home Essentials kit has the same top 10 oils as the Family Essentials kit. The difference between the Home Essentials and the Family Essentials is the Family Essentials comes with 5 ml bottles, so small ones. And then the Home Essentials, let me just grab my oils here. The Home Essentials comes with 15 ml bottles. So we have between 80 and 90 drops per bottle in the 5 ml, and we have between 300 and 350 drops in the 15 ml bottle. So it's just like, it's gonna last you a lot longer. You're getting basically 3 times the amount of oil with the Home Essentials kit, and you're also getting a diffuser with the Home Essentials kit, whereas you don't get a diffuser with the Family Essentials kit. So that's just some of the difference. Though these are starter kits, so this gives you a free wholesale account. So doTERRA works exactly like Costco. You need to have a wholesale account in order to get the wholesale prices. The wholesale prices save you 25% off the retail price. So when you purchase a starter kit, you get a free wholesale account. Normally it costs you $42 to join doTERRA, and then you can add a bunch of oils on. But if you get started with a starter kit, you get started for free. So that's pretty cool. And then we also have one other kit here for those of you who are excited to get started with lots of different oils. We have, I think there's 13 or 14 oils in this kit. No more than that, because we've got Clary Calm and Past Tense on there too. You get a neat little wooden box. You get a diffuser. Excuse me. You get our On Guard foaming hand soap, which is great for killing germs and boosting the immune system at the same time. A bottle of our TerraZyme digestive enzyme. You get a month's supply of those lifelong vitality supplements that we talked about. That's for adults. You also get On Guard foaming hands, or On Guard toothpaste rather, and this is called the Nature Solutions Kit. So I don't know what your budget is like exactly, but this one is $600, and it's a great value because you're also with this kit, you're also going to get, next month you're going to get $100 worth of free product because you get free points with this kit. So if this is something you're interested in, definitely connect with me and I can get you set up with that for sure. And then just a reminder for those of you who are on Facebook, I'm doing a back to school giveaway, and the contest ends at the end of tonight, and I'm giving away a 15 ml bottle of On Guard, peppermint, and wild orange, and then also the 10 ml rollers, the touch, the Easy Air Touch and the Lavender Touch. So those are all the amazing things that we can do with those oils. This is like $160 worth of oils. That would be wholesale price, not even retail price. If you paid retail price for it, it would be even more. But the giveaway is being done on my Facebook page. So not my education group, but my Facebook page, which is called Essential Living with Melissa Kotlenberg. So if you can remember that, Essential Living with Melissa Kotlenberg, go to my page, enter the giveaway, and just follow the instructions. I think you have to like comment and tag a friend or something like that. I forget. I did the giveaway a while ago, so I forget exactly what the rules are, but just follow the rules and you'll be eligible to win. I am also doing a giveaway for the 5 ml bottle of wild orange. So I'm going to do that draw just as soon as we're done. And also, if you book a class with me, you're going to get, not only will you get a free hostess gift at your class, but if you book the class with me tonight, so if you connect with me either on Facebook or through email or text me, if you book the class tonight and we set a date tonight, you're also going to receive a free wild orange. So I could be potentially giving away a couple of wild orange oils tonight. For those of you who are interested in booking a live class with me coming, I'll bring all my oils. You can open them, smell them, pass them around. We'll talk a little bit more about my favorite oils. You invite your friends. You don't have to make it fancy. You know, serve them a glass of water with lemon oil and, you know, maybe something little to nibble on like peanuts or nacho chips or something, but don't make it crazy and don't go overboard. I really want the focus to be on education and to be on learning how to use these oils in their home. So that is the giveaway for tonight. If you book the class tonight, you're going to receive a free wild orange. These are all the amazing things that wild orange can do for you. But I just love it because it's amazing for mood lifting. That's really why I use it. That's my #1 reason to use wild orange. Okay, so now it is time to open it up for questions. And actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop my share and I'm going to end the live recording on Facebook. That way, if there are people that have questions here, but they don't want their face or their questions on Facebook, then we don't have to have that. So I'll stop the stream first. So thank you all for watching me. If you're on Facebook, I can't actually see you if you're commenting or asking questions in my Facebook group, but I promise I will go back later tonight and I will look at your questions and I will answer them as soon as I can. So I'm gonna say goodbye to my Facebook friends for now. Okay.